Good morning, BNI Utah South. I am Richard Isom, the Managing Director for the region, and I want to welcome you to this week's Know-How Moment. Again, my apologies if you've noticed that we've been absent for a couple of weeks. I do plan to get these onto a weekly schedule, but have struggled to fit that into everything with chapter visits and leadership transition and some of the other things that I've been working on. And I just have not gotten the recording time. So we'll work on that schedule. I want to get this to a weekly session so that I can give you information that is invaluable to you in getting the most out of your membership in BNI. This week, we want to talk about one-to-ones and getting the most out of one-to-ones. One-to-ones lead to referrals, and they are the most important meeting that you can have in BNI if they're done right. Our National Director, Tim Roberts, talks about, if you don't do one-to-ones right, it is almost crazy to take the time to do them. Not completely, but a little bit, especially at the volume that he used to do. He used to do 5 one-to-ones a week. And take that time with members of his chapter, and he came away and is very effective at building referrals from that. And some of what I'm going to show you today, it's the basics of BNI. We teach it in Member Success Program, but a lot of members don't take the time or the energy on it, and a lot of times our one-to-ones end up being times that we just sit down and chat. In parts of the region, they might call them coffee hours, where you build a friendship, which is good. But in the end, we're here to build business, and the tools that we use in one-to-ones help us do that. So I'm going to go through each of these forms in upcoming weeks separately, but I want to give you an overview of the forms that we use and a couple of thoughts related to their use today. So as we do our one-to-ones, one of the key sheets that we want to share is the member biography sheet. We should fill this out. By the way, you can actually print this if you've completed your BNI Connect profile. You can print this from BNI Connect if you use the member details reports. And just attach it rather than keeping 2 different sheets up to date. You should update this every 6 months at a minimum, or as you know, information has changed so that it is up to date. This is the Get to Know You form. Next is the previous 10 customers. This is go to town on who is a good referral for you. Some people can't share customer names. Share the demographics and information that you can share that would help them identify others that are good customers for you, and how you were connected to the ones that you have so that they can learn how they can look for opportunities for you. Next is your contact sphere planning worksheet. Our contact spheres are those symbiotic businesses that serve the same clients we do, but they do provide different services. They have the opportunity to know that the client needs us before we have met them, and so they can bring them into our awareness and introduce them to us at a point where we have the opportunity to serve them before they've gone to someone else. And finally, the GAINS worksheet. GAINS, of course, stands for goals, accomplishments, interests, networks, and skills. And this is a place where we can share both business and personal goals, accomplishments, interests, networks, and skills that would help us connect with our referral partners. Each of these is a tool that should be used during your one-to-ones. Especially your first one, you're going to probably focus a little bit more on getting to know each other and building that relationship and those connections. So you'll use the member biography and the GAINS worksheet a little bit more. But as you have more and more one-to-ones, and you should have multiple one-to-ones with each member of your chapter, and especially those members that are in your contact sphere, and you're going to focus more and more on those middle 2, the previous 10 customers in the contact sphere worksheet. Because at the end of every one-to-one, you should be coming away with a goal of a way that you think you can help your fellow member. Some people that you think you can reach out to and might be able to make a connection in a referral or bring a visitor to the chapter, someone that's in their contact sphere. So those middle two forms help you do that. The outer two forms are a lot about building the connections. One last quick note as you're having a one-to-one. If you notice an opportunity where you can help the member, this is not a time to make a sale. Remember, you're trying to build a connection to their network and build their trust in you to the point that they feel confident in referring you. And when we jump too quickly to trying to sell, we actually put people on the defensive. Avoid that temptation. Maybe it's called a sales Tourette's, where we see that opportunity and we just are really eager to make that sale, and we jump too quickly to trying to make that sale when we should be working on building a connection to the member. As always, I want these know-how moments to be of value to you, and so while I can come up with lots of information and topics from my experience and knowledge, I want to answer the questions you most have. So please take a minute. If you've got a question, if you've got something that you've been struggling with or haven't understood, and send me your questions to richard@bniutah.com. That way these know-how moments can be yours and can have the most value to you. I look forward to your questions. I look forward to helping you get the most out of your membership in BNI. Until next time, make it a remarkable week. Thank you.